Hey, I'm Andy, and I was wrong about in the last Seth's Attack video. I said I looked for this video when I was reacting to the Might and Magic 7 re-review. I couldn't find it, but then I searched in his channel by oldest, and here it is. It was released in 2017, and yeah, it's like one of his earliest videos, or not the earliest, but one of like the early ones, and I'm gonna react to it because yeah, I did say I was gonna like react to all of the Might and Magic stuff. So because I mean the re-review seemed really interesting, and I had no idea that it went that route. So yeah, let's just see how the old review compares to the new one, and basically how his older stuff compares to his more recent stuff.
Hey people, Seth here. Today I'll be reviewing an old RPG classic and a childhood favorite of mine.
The pacing is so different. It's so weird that I mean I don't. It's not weird, but I guess it's the natural progression, right? Because I've seen this happen with Fleekazoid as well, and I guess based on what I've seen in comments, like the Martin Cito Pants videos, that it all starts out a little bit like slower paced, and then nowadays it's all faster. Reminds me of like early animations of Family Guy and Simpsons as well.
Might and Magic 7 for Blood and Honor, as follow-up to a poorly edited review of Might and Magic 6 that I made and people somehow liked. Might and Magic 7 may...
Hold on. What was the side views? Dark Messiah. I don't remember Dark Messiah Might and Magic look like that. Like I said, I played it in the previous reaction. I remember playing it. I don't remember that. I feel like I would remember that. There's a loner review. Okay, we had two pros face off on something, and we got the animated history of Poland.
Of Might and Magic 6 that I made and people...
Wait. Just saw what the bottom right was. Old YouTube.
Somehow liked. Might and Magic 7 may honestly be, in my opinion, the best game in the series, due to streamlining many of the problems of a previous title while refining character progression, and most importantly, adding replayability. So with that said, let's talk about the insane plot. Continuing on from Might and Magic 6, the Kriegans, space-traveling devil aliens that breed like crazy and produce too many children to be sustainable, have been repelled from the land of Enroth because some deadbeat adventurers beat their ship's nuclear reactor to a pulp. Meanwhile...
So yeah, I've been told that the Might and Magic stuff always leaned on like the sci-fi stuff, so yeah, I don't know if I should have started with his original ones, because he said he did the one before, but yeah, I just saw this and I just had to react to it, just because I know I said in the previous one that I couldn't find it. So here it is.
On another continent separated by sea, Erathia is receiving its own fair share of demonic infestation. To top it off, other aliens crash land their ship into the local ocean. After a disagreement over gender identity, they part ways and disappear. This is all told by an FMV sequence at the start of the game, which ends with you being blinded by...
Are they not censored?
This is all told by an FMV sequence at the start of the game,
I don't think they're
which
censored.
ends with you being blinded by Karl Marx's bullshit. Your party has no clue about any of this because they're deadbeat adventurers who start off the game on a treasure hunt organized by Lord Markham, a useless bureaucrat who wants to pawn off the land of Harmondale to a group of unwitting idiots. And what better place to do it than on Emerald Island, a world-famous resort rated 1 star for health and safety.
So, what?
Emerald Island.
It did say 1 star, but... Right, in Indonesia. Right. As you can see, it's like 2017, so...
Famous resort rated 1 star for health and safety, 5 years running. If you ignore the swarms of man-eating dragonflies and the resident red dragon living in a cave literally 50 meters from town, it's actually a rather nice place. You eventually win the contest, due in no small part to the fact that all the other contestants are congenitally malformed and suffer learning difficulties. Lord Markham quickly gives you the rights to Harmondale and fucks off. Once you actually arrive to Harmondale, your butler informs you that the keep has been occupied by goblins and fallen into disrepair, even after race plan.
I don't know if I'm gonna be using the thumbnail, because I usually use the thumbnails for my thumbnail. I probably will. It's a good thumbnail. I personally like this thumbnail better than the re-review, but to each their own.
Cleansing the place. The goblin smegma is so heavily set into the brickwork that only dwarven bleach can hope to remove it. So you travel to the Barrow Downs, an actual place in the Hobbit, and agree to help the bearded Jews in exchange for some max strength Sillet Bang. The bleach melts down all traces of goblin ejaculate and makes the place nice enough that people start fucking caring about Harmondale again, since Harmondale is contested territory. Thanks.
This review is so different from the re-review. Like, even when it talked about the cave with the red dragon, even then, like, this one is just glossed over it, whereas the other one just talked about how you can exploit it.
Markham. The elves send their ambassador, who explains that Harmondale is rightful elvish clay and was only conquered by humans because elves subsist on a free-range, non-GMO diet of lettuce and avocado, which makes their bones brittle and their skin crack from loud noises. The human ambassador explains eloquently that Harmondale is currently Arathian territory because of previous acts of elvish aggression, such as existing and forgetting to place a "Do Not Invade Me" doormat at the entrance.
Like,
Here you can choose to either side with Queen Catherine of Arathia or the shirtless elvish king from the Tularian forest. Whichever side you choose, hostilities between the regions increase until the seer of Harmondale passes away. As the lords of Harmondale, the diplomatic until the seer of Harmondale passes away.
Actually, judge / arbiter, whatever.
As the lords of Harmondale, the diplomatic process of choosing a successor falls on you. The wizards of Bracada Desert suggest picking their soft-spoken ambassador to quell the fighting and attempt to bring peace,
but they're
while the necromancers of Deja also bring their candidate to the table, an unqualified and inexperienced paper pusher who will only lobby in their interests and has no patience for diplomacy. Which candidate you pick determines the rest of the game, whether the elves and humans settle their border disputes or break into all-out war. The faction you choose to endorse will then invite you to talk further and figure out what's actually going on. The aliens that crash-landed on the planet are actually Ancients that split off into two opposing ideologies and now command each respective group. You'll be tasked with sabotage, assassination, and subterfuge to foil the plans of the opposing Ancients. Once all this is completed, the final mission of the game is to literally get diving suits and go deep into the ocean. There at the bottom, you'll find the crashed remains of their ship, together with all the ship security.
Did he go over this in the re-review? Like, I vaguely, I know my memory is terrible, but I don't remember seeing that ship. Like, I obviously he went in it, but I don't think I've seen that cutscene.
If your party survives the onslaught, you can obtain the ship's control cube, guaranteeing victory for your chosen faction. The light side uses it to make a fucking Stargate that can dial other planets, while the dark side ending is pretty much what politicians and lawmakers think 3D printing is, with the leader using the control cube to print infinite copies of laser pistols, which he immediately tests on the follower, and everybody cheers. Might and Magic 7 plays
print 999 of those.
Similarly to the previous title, with an extended set of possible races to pick, such as goblins, dwarves, elves, and humans, and new classes.
I've noticed that he only has the art for goblins. I wonder why.
Including rangers, which are jack-of-all-trade archers, monks, who are second to knights in fighting ability but use their fists, and thieves, which have exclusive access to the stealing skill that's good for being permanently barred from stores across the game.
Right.
Your party also runs by default, unlike in Might and Magic 6 where you had to slam down the shift key all the time. The biggest changeover from 6 is that all characters now have skill restrictions according to their class promotion. What I mean by this is that in the game, each class has 3 possible promotions. So, for a sorcerer, that would be to wizard, and for wizard, either an archmage, if you chose the light path, or a lich, if you chose the dark path. You need to progress through the game, perform difficult promotion quests, and pledge.
Also, that just reminded me, like, I don't know how much of this is like Photoshop, but I somehow miss graphic card boxes of like the 90s. Like, I don't know if it's just me. Like, nowadays, based off like what I own and what I've seen in stores, they're just very basic and bland. Whereas, at least in the ones that I've remembered seeing in the past, and there's like a variety of ones too, rather than just, unless I'm wrong, like, I remember there was like Voodoo. I think that was a thing. There was Nvidia, and then I think it was ATI before it was turned into AMD. There was ATI, so maybe there was only three, but I'm sure there's like Voodoo was one. I just don't remember what happened to them, but the box art for those were just wild because there was. I think they were just trying to showcase what they could do by showing like the 3D models that the card can show. So it's always flashy, whereas nowadays you're lucky to even get one character on the box. So, and especially like with Nvidia, like the boxes I have for Nvidia are just very, very plain. But I mean, I guess nowadays you have that brand loyalty, so it doesn't really matter what the box looks like since people are just gonna buy it. It's like what other choice do they have? Like they have either AMD or Nvidia. I know there's a third party that uses it, like what was it, like Asus, Sapphire. I think Sapphire was one of them. Gigabyte. I know those have like, but overall it's still in the end an AMD card or a Nvidia card.
Dark Path. You need to progress through the game, perform difficult promotion quests, and pledge allegiance to a faction before unlocking the true potential of your class strengths. For a sorcerer, this would mean that they could reach expertise in all elemental schools of magic, but will only be able to reach mastery and learn master level elemental spells after their first promotion to wizard. Something very critical for game-changing spells like Town Portal and Flight, which could previously be picked up and used from level 1 in Might and Magic 6, so long as you knew the respective magic type. In general, grand mastery of a skill requires you to finish your final promotion quest. Most classes can learn most of the skills available, but may be locked out from mastery or even expertise. The most
I was gonna say, like, I was like looking at the sprites and I was like, at least it wasn't fully detailed.
Most of the skills available, but may be locked out from mastery or even expertise. The most extreme example of this is alchemy, grand mastery of which is class restricted to a fully promoted druid. Meaning that if you want to make black potions, the best potions in the game that can confer permanent stat bonuses and cure nearly every condition, you'll need a druid in your party. The game is shorter.
So what's the catch? Like, you can permanently add stats. So it says to drink, pick the potion up, and right click over the character's portrait. Makes so yeah. What was it? I guess because like is the ingredients needed to craft the potions limited? I mean, to an extent, right? Is it's like, does it require rare materials? That's why you can have only so many black potions or something like that. I don't know. There's that wasn't. I don't think that was even mentioned in the re-review.
And cure nearly every condition, you'll need a druid in your party. The game is shorter than Might and Magic 6 and encourages you to at least play through both of the different sides, and thus try a different party of adventurers. Even if you pick a party of 4 monks or something ridiculous, the game is entirely completable, as towns can be filled with hirelings and NPCs that can compensate for skills or spells that you lack, in exchange for some of the gold you earn. Because you can spacebar anytime to go into turn-based mode or switch into real-time combat, you'll find yourself plowing through dungeons very quickly with some experience. And there's a lot of fighting in this game. There's a reason they call this genre of RPGs blobbers. You go from killing goblins to killing sluts to killing behemoths and titans. And all the sprite work is gorgeous.
Yeah.
With orchestral music written for each area.
Might
and Magic 7 also added its own card game that you can play in taverns, and receive a generous tournament prize if you manage to beat all 13 innkeepers across the world. Archmage is incredibly fucking fun, and requires you to pick and adjust your strategy to beat the opponent in time, with multiple victory conditions existing, such as building your towers to a certain height, reducing your opponent's tower to 0, or winning through attrition in long games by accumulating enough resources. Both
that's
players
neat.
draw from an identical shuffle deck, so learning all the possible cards and how to play against them doesn't take long at all. To close off, Might & Magic 7 is probably the tightest of all the Might & Magic games created in the series, and genuinely just a whole load of fun. It's a very comfy game as well. The type of thing you can play after work with a hot cup of coffee under the blankets. If you're interested in getting a copy...
What am I looking at? Me personally, I would have never put like this this series of games as comfy. But I mean, I said this before, like I haven't played a lot aside from like Dark Messiah, Might & Magic, but so maybe it is comfy and I just was too young to experience it or something like that.
You can play after work with a hot cup of coffee under the blankets. If you're
also there's so much to take in with this one pause. So we got this site, which is probably a red flag. You got your other tabs here, which I recognize. Not the actual titles, but I do recognize the little icon there. And then we got all the what is it, the quick links, is that what it's called? And then like the folders here, so we can see what Seth's into at the time. There's so much to take.
If you're interested in getting a copy, there's shared discs all over the internet. Although I would personally recommend you get the goodoldgames.com copy of the game, since they repackaged it into a single installer that doesn't require the disc to run, and has the music files playing without the need for a screeching optical disc drive. I've also quietly attached a link to my copy. As always, hope you enjoyed the video. I'm no longer inactive because I'm doing my master's thesis for a whole year. Unfortunately, that means I'm in the labs all week and can't really do my old job at the same time. So, I'm making this my job. Seth is shilling out, and with your hard-earned dollars, you can pay a medical professional to avoid his responsibilities and delay starting a family.
Is he really
If you just want to leave a tip, there's a link to my PayPal. If you want to go all out, I made a Patreon. It's a per-video basis, so you only ever pay when I actually make something.
Nice.
So your money's safe.
Oh, my ear.
More stuff coming soon. Have a good one.
All right. Yeah, that was... No, not this one, but yeah, the Might & Magic 7, the original review. Can I go back? I don't think I can go back, but yeah, it's totally different in terms of what the review has, and like the content, and then like the pacing of it. It's so different as well. I mean, obviously Seth now versus Seth back then, right? I mentioned this earlier. Like it's interesting to see the progression of a certain content creator, like when you see their first few videos and see how they are now. It's for the most part very night and day. Like I know if I were to watch like Markiplier's earlier videos and see what he's up to now, it's totally different. I mean that's natural, natural growth, natural progression. Start out a little bit of rough, then you get your groove, and then yeah. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna I don't know if this is gonna be a like, weekly thing with the Might & Magic stuff, but yeah, I just saw the original one. I just had to react to it, see what was different. So hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, thank you for watching and have a nice day.